Hi folks, Tony here with Untethered Living. Another day, another opportunity to get started on my van and continue the process. Where I left off, I had successfully completed my scribing of my floor, and now I'm ready to do some cutting today. And as you can see, the van is cleaned out and ready for the next step. So you'll probably notice too, there's no sunshine. There's sun outside, but there's no sunshine where I'm at right now. This time last week, actually, to the day last week, I decided to rent a storage locker, which I like to playfully call the studio. So this is the studio where I'm at right now. I still like to work outside, and you may see me change back and forth, but it's nice to have this little location here. I'll show you some pictures of the actual storage locker itself, but you can kind of get an idea of my situation where I was before, where I live on the third floor of a building, and I had supplies in my apartment, and then I would have to run down to the parking lot and put things into the van. I didn't want to leave a lot of tools in there overnight because it's not a sketchy neighborhood, but it's a very busy neighborhood. I'm in a very high traffic metropolitan area, and you know, there have been things that happen at night in the alleyway where the parking lot is. So that's one of my concerns with leaving things out. So I constantly find myself bringing things back up and downstairs. Sometimes I forget something and have to go back down and go back up and get things and bring it back down to the van. So this makes it a lot better. Plus, the problem is I have a nice small studio. Love it, very comfortable place, but it was getting ridiculous in terms of the supplies I was ordering, things I needed in terms of wood, things like that. My apartment was just getting overloaded with a bunch of supplies. So now everything is in my studio, or my storage locker. So it makes it so much more convenient for me to continue to work and build out the van here. I'm highly excited for my new spot and to have the space to work in, and excited to continue the build. So stay tuned, get comfortable, grab some popcorn, and watch the process. So here's a shot of the actual storage locker itself, studio. As you can see, I've set up my sawhorses, got my first piece of plywood for my floorboard, and I've also got some lighting in here. I initially purchased this for another project I was going to do about 3 years ago, and ended up lending it out to a friend of mine's son. So he was doing some camera work, and I maybe used it maybe 1 or 2 times in the last 3 years, and now it's found new life. I've got another one too, but this seems to light up the area enough for the work I'm going to try and do. And there is no power in this studio. The only power I'm using right now is that Jackery Explorer 500 right there. That thing is beautiful. It's a lifesaver. I didn't bring an extension cord or any kind of I can't even think, power strip, because I'm not sure. So when I'm doing my saw, I'm going to have to actually unplug the light and use the jigsaw so I can make my cuts. But we'll figure something out in terms of doing some multiple power options here in terms of supplying power to different devices. I'm not sure, I haven't tried it, I haven't even looked it up, if I can actually run a power strip and use multiple devices on this particular unit here. And I know it's going to be awesome in terms of powering my entire camper van build out. So I'm excited about that as well, while saving space. Alright, gotta get my cheaters.
Okay, here's where I begin my process of preparing the floor. I learned quickly that when I went to get plywood for the floor, that instead of cutting it precisely the measurement that I wanted, I was discovering that, you know, they really can't make precise cuts at Home Depot. So I had them cut it longer than what I wanted. So here where I was measuring out not pretty much precisely what I wanted in terms of the width of the board itself. Now there's other cuts I'm going to be making soon in terms of my templates that I have, but this is a start of that process.
All right, here goes the change. Not the straightest cut. I really struggle with that. Might need a circular saw. Oh my God. I started filming and cutting without filming first. And what I noticed was I changed out the blade. I had, probably can't see this, but I don't know what number blade this was, but as you can see, it's fairly aggressive in terms of the blade pattern. Maybe I should have used this on a thicker piece of wood. I'm not a jigsaw expert. But got these on clearance at Target of all places, and it's a much finer blade. I just switched it out. Cutting process is going so smooth. I'm stoked. So watch along. I was just gonna cut it and not film it because I was having such success and fun at this, but I gotta film this. Butter. Better. My God, what a difference. I kind of, because of my positioning, I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't know if I was on the line or off the line, but we'll see. But oh my God, so much better. What difference a blade makes. that cut you saw me struggling with was just a small little groove I needed for some of the cabling for electricity in there. And I had a hard time getting it to turn to make the kind of circular cut here. So I'm thinking I just may take a drill bit and just like drill it through and then punch it out so I can get as close as I can to that little kind of semicircle cut right there. And then the time for the moment of truth, the reveal, to see how this fits in the floor. But first, drill.
Hey friends, this is where I'm going to have to call a wrap on this particular part of the video. This was like one of my first days when I actually was working for a good portion of the day. I think it was a Saturday or whatever, and I actually got a full day in on this particular day, and trying to basically squeeze it into the 15 minutes that I'm allotted for YouTube is practically impossible. But I didn't want to quite leave it for the week at this part, so I'm looking at finishing for part 2 on Friday. Yes, with all the footage I have, I think I'm going to have to start doing some Fridays. So stick around for the rest of the build.